Buonasera, buonasera a tutti, benvenuti a Milano. Welcome here in Milan at the Ducati World Première 2017. It's with pride that we start this event in which we launch all new model for this year. And I want to start thanking all the people that are here. This year has been very important for us. It's been a very important year for Ducati because it was our 90th birthday. 90th birthday is an important event, but the company have never been so solid like we are today. What are the commercial performance of the brand so far? Last year was our best year overall. We sold something like 55,000 motorcycles. The data we see on my back are the result year to date. So as of today, of this year compared to all the year before. And as we see, even if this year was more important and difficult because we had bikes like the Multistrada Enduro or the Diavel that are important and expensive bike, so more difficult to reach volume, we were able so far to exceed the volume that we sold up to today last year, winning at the same time MotoGP and World Superbike. And so it's with great pride that I want to join me on the stage the heroes of this Sunday, Chas Davis and Andrea Dovizioso. So, we couldn't begin talking about the new year without having these guys with us. And they've been very nice, you know, because organizing this event exactly the Sunday before the event and the streaming was actually perfect. So, let's start with Chas. 11 races on number one on the podium, which is you are the most successful rider this year in World Superbike.
At this point, I feel amazing. We've won, as you said, the last 6 races. We've won 11 races this season, more than anybody. And I've got to say, the Panigale this year has been a pleasure to ride and just all the time dancing on the limit. That's how I explain it, and that's how I feel. You know, with this bike, I feel that I really have complete control in my hands, and that allows me to bring home 25 points in these last 6 races. So it's been a fantastic season. As you said, we missed the big prize, but I'm very proud of what we achieved, especially the last part of the season, and I can only look forward to the future.
I've listened to one interview of you saying that you were crying at the last lap, and actually the sensation of riding a MotoGP while crying should be quite crazy, you know? So what can you tell to our fan?
Yeah, the last lap in Malaysia, it was unbelievable. To be able to ride smooth and crying is something really special, and the emotion at that time, it was amazing, unbelievable. I was so happy because to get that result, we worked so hard for 4 years, and when you arrive there and you are close to almost win a race in MotoGP in Malaysia, in one of my favorite tracks, it was really good. And you know very well how much we work during the last 4 years. We came from not a really good situation, but now we come back in a really strong situation. I won the last race, Chad won the last, I don't know, a lot
actually
of six races, and now we are really in a good situation. I'm really happy and proud to be part of this project, and I'm so happy to continue for the next 2 years. I really want it, and I get it, so happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Ducati Scrambler Cafe Racer. Most of us are familiar with the concept, but for the one that are not familiar, just a few words to explain. Cafe Racer was a typical movement of the early 60s, in which people were taking just conventional motorcycle and changing some component in a kind of artisanal style to adapt them to a more fast and speedy use. And so, typical clip-on underbar, sporty tire, more sporty suspension. And that's exactly what we did in our Scrambler. We took the base model and we changed the component, we changed the whole mood which is around, we changed the apparel to get a more sporty feeling. Or, for example, the radial brake master cylinder, which is a touch in order to show how much was the level of attention to detail in order to make a proper and real cafe racer. This bike is a real cafe racer. So it was not only a change in paintings. So you start from the chassis of the bike, which have been changed to adapt a 17-inch front wheel. 17-inch front wheel is coupled with sport tire that are different from the standard scrambler, that are kind of on-off-road, that are the clip-on handlebar, and all the feeling and all the fittage of a typical cafe racer. Of course, being sold from 2017, all the bikes that you will see, and also the scrambler, are compliant with the Euro 4 homologation. There are a number of details that I require you to look both in the web or for the journalists that will come in the stand from tomorrow, like the fin of the cylinder that are brushed, and so you find the black cylinder with the brushed fin.
Tonight is the night, we'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us, like the ceiling can't hold us.
So ladies and gentlemen, the Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled. Desert Sled, again, is a kind of a movement that comes from the past and started in the US, as many movements, and was based on the idea of taking bikes built for different purposes and changing in terms of suspension, wheel, knob tire, in order to be capable of having fun on the desert. The Ducati Supersport is an idea that we had in mind when considering which type of sports bike we had in the model range up to now. But we wanted to develop a product that it was good also for everyday commuting, as normal riding in the city, or good for a weekend, more relaxed riding, that is not only the very fast riding typical of a superbike. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Ducati Multistrada 950. Ducati Multistrada 950 is based on a concept of versatility and accessibility, as we'll see in the next 5 minutes, but combined what we call premium touring capabilities that can customize the bike and get more special, more sporty, more touring, more enduro, or more urban. The base of the concept is, of course, the Multistrada we already developed, coupled with a fantastic power plant that we had in our model range, which is a Tesla Stretta 11-degree engine, 937 cubic inch. This engine is very good for a very versatile and accessible dual sport machine because it has a very interesting level of horsepower, more than 110, with a very flat torque curve. More than 80% of the torque is available between 3,500 RPM and 9,500 RPM. So it's very smooth and can be ridden with pleasure at any RPM. As we'll see, we have added on this combination of power plant and chassis a number of features that makes the bike very much available to very different use, on and off-road. We have equipped the bike with the 19-inch front wheel, adjustable front and rear shock, and the 19-inch front wheel has the intent, as with other options that have been chosen, to give a more broader possibility to go also off-road. Have been made the same with the seat, that when you look in detail, have the same shape as of the Multistrada Enduro. So give the possibility to the rider to move back and forth when riding, staying still on the motorcycle, when riding off-road. The rear side of the grab handle have been shaped in order to make the possibility to fit not only the plastic bag of the typical multistrada, but also the aluminum panniers that we have developed for the multistrada enduro. And also a number of other components are very clear orientation in order to make the bike more capable to go on and off-road. Like, for example, the double-sided swinging arm that make possible to fit in an easy way spoked wheel. When seen from the rider perspective, the bike looks different, for example, for the switches that have been completely redesigned and are specifically started from this model. And there are also components taken from the enduro, like the stem of the mirror, that are aluminum in order to be stronger. Of course, this motorcycle have the 4 riding mode as a typical multistrada, and as for the 4 riding mode, there are available 4 packages of accessory. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the new Ducati Monster 1200S, and it's a new edition because we changed so many components from the standard one that actually is difficult to consider if it is a facelift as it was intended or it is a completely new bike. We can say that the new bike have been updated in design. Every component you see is new. Fuel tank, seat, headlight, everything is new. It's new proportion because everything is smaller, as we'll see. It's an evolved engine, which is improved over the current one, and it's a full developed electronic. So it's a full package that makes just more monster and just better. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Monster 797, which is a product which is important because, again, it's what we call an entry door. We want to have, again, like we had in the past, a product that makes possible for younger people to enter in our world, and not only through the Scrambler brand, but entering through the sport side of the brand, which is a typical red Ducati. That's a rolling chassis of something that I'm not sure that everyone thought it was possible. It's a rolling chassis of the motorcycle in which every component is taking into a new territory. A special rider, a special guest for this bike. Say a big hug to Casey Stoner, man. So Casey, as a guest of honor, actually, that, it's our newest baby, and it's a bike on which we put really all our feeling, our stomach, our heart, our passion, and actually, you are our ambassador, you win our latest championship, so what best than you to take the bike on stage?
It's been fantastic. My renewal with Ducati for this year has just been a fairy tale, to be honest, from the beginning. From the first test, I saw massive, massive changes and differences from the last time I rode the bike, of course. But not only that, just the group of people, everybody that we're working with, everybody has just put in so much effort. And that's why we've got the results this year. We've maybe struggled a little bit in recent years. But this year, from the first test, everybody was listening, everybody was working, including both Andreas. Everybody was putting in all this effort. So the advancements we made throughout the year, I think, has shown. And both Andreas, but in particular Andrea Dovizioso, has done a fantastic job this year, not only being consistent, but consistently at the front and showing what this bike's capable of in MotoGP, and I think showing what we can do in the future.
This 1299 Superleggera, as it's very clear, will be a limited edition, will be 500 bike only, and the process of sale has begun. So we already are near completion of the order collection, but it's a typical example of how the Ducati brand want to offer to our best customer